Spike, take down a note. Dear Princess Celestia, I've learned that one of the joys of friendship is sharing your blessings. But when there's not enough blessings to go around, having more than your friends can make you feel pretty awful. So, though I appreciate the invitation, I will be returning both tickets to the Grand Galloping Gala.
What?
If my friends can't all go, I don't want to go either.
Twilight, you don't have to do that.
Nope, I've made up my mind. Spike, you can send the letter now. Dear Princess Celestia, my friend Applejack is the best friend a pony could ever have, and she's always there to help any pony. The only trouble is, when she needs help, she finds it hard to accept it. So while friendship is about giving of ourselves to friends, it's also about accepting what our friends have to offer. Your faithful student, Twilight Sparkle. Dearest Princess Celestia, today I learned that it's hard to accept when some pony you like wants to spend time with some pony who's not so nice. Though it's impossible to control who your friends hang out with, it is possible to control your own behavior. Just continue to be a good friend. In the end, the difference between a false friend and one who is true will surely come to light. Your faithful student, Twilight Sparkle. Dear Princess Celestia, I have learned a very valuable lesson about friendship. I was so afraid of being thought of as a show-off that I was hiding a part of who I am. My friends helped me realize that it's okay to be proud of your talents, and there are times when it's appropriate to show them off, especially when you're standing up for your friends. Spike, take a letter.
With pleasure.
Dear Princess Celestia, I am happy to report that the dragon has departed our fair country, and that it was my good friend Fluttershy who convinced him to go. This adventure has taught me to never lose faith in your friends. They can be an amazing source of strength and can help you overcome even your greatest fears. Always your faithful student, Twilight Sparkle. Dear Princess Celestia, it's hard to believe that two ponies who seem to have so little in common could ever get along. But I found out that if you embrace each other's differences, you just might be surprised to discover a way to be friends after all. Dear Princess Celestia, my friends and I all learned an important lesson this week. Never judge a book by its cover. Someone may look unusual or funny or scary, but you have to look past that and learn who they are inside. Real friends don't care what your cover is. It's the contents of a pony that count. And a good friend, like a good book, is something that will last forever. Your faithful student, Twilight Sparkle.
Before I have to go, would you care to give me your latest report on the magic of friendship in person?
My report?
Haven't you learned anything about friendship?
Actually, I have. I've learned that sometimes the solution to your problems can come from where you least expect it. It's a good idea to stop and listen to your friends' opinions and perspectives, even when they don't always seem to make sense. Dear Princess Celestia, Winter Wrap-Up was one of the most special things I've ever been a part of here in Ponyville. It helped me to learn that we all have hidden talents, and if we're patient and diligent, we're sure to find them. And as always, with good friendship and teamwork, ponies can accomplish anything. How's that, Spike? Spike? Dearest Princess Celestia, I am happy to report that one of your youngest subjects has learned a valuable lesson about friendship. Sometimes the thing you think will cause you to lose friends and feel left out
can actually be the thing that helps you make your closest friends and realize how special you are.
You're right, Twilight. Our behavior was just terrible. We weren't very good sports.
Sounds to me like an important lesson was learned.
Princess Celestia! What are you doing here?
Fall is one of my favorite seasons, so I came to celebrate the running of the leaves.
I'm sorry you had to see us being such poor sports, Princess.
That's all right, Applejack. Any pony can get swept up in the excitement of competition.
It's important to remember that the friendship is always more important than the competition.
Exactly, Twilight.
Dear Princess Celestia, this week my very talented friend Rarity learned that if you try to please every pony, you oftentimes end up pleasing no pony, especially yourself. And I learned this. When some pony offers to do you a favor, like making you a beautiful dress, you shouldn't be overly critical of something generously given to you. In other words, you shouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth. Oh, good Good, Spike. You're here. Take a letter.
With pleasure, Twilight.
Dear Princess Celestia, I'm happy to report that... Spike, what have I been saying about focus?
I know, but well...
What's wrong, Spike? Never thought you'd see me with an umbrella hat on?
Not really, no.
Pinky's tail's a-twitching. What else can I do? I am happy to report that I now realize there are wonderful things in this world you just can't explain. But that doesn't necessarily make them any less true. It just means you have to choose to believe in them. And sometimes it takes a friend to show you the way.
Honk.
Always your faithful student, Twilight Sparkle.
So, Twilight Sparkle, did you learn anything about friendship from this experience?
I did, Princess. But I think Rarity learned even more than me.
I certainly did. I learned how important it is to keep your hooves on the ground and be there for your friends.
Excellent. Well done, Rarity.
This is gonna make quite a letter to the princess. I was wrong about you. You certainly do know how to handle those girls.
I wouldn't go that far.
How so?
I assumed that I'd be just as good with kids as I am with animals. Boy, was I wrong. I really learned the hard way not to bite off more than I could chew.
You and Rarity both. Congratulations, ponies! Job well done.
Thanks, Twilight.
Hey, you don't sound too excited.
We worked really hard and won a prize, but we still don't have our cutie marks.
Which is the prize we really wanted.
Oh, girls.
But we think we know why. Yes, we know why.
Oh? Tell me. I'd love to make a special report to the princess.
Well, maybe we were trying too hard.
Yes? And?
And instead of forcing ourselves to do something that's not meant for us,
Yes?
We each should be embracing our true talent.
And that is?
Comedy!
Apple Bloom, you did it!
Did you see our reward? Weren't we funny?
One day. One day. I can't wait to write to Princess Celestia to tell her what you taught me today.
Me? What did I teach you?
Just because some pony is ladylike doesn't make her weak. In fact, by using her wits, a seemingly defenseless pony can be the one who outsmarts and outshines them all. Dear Princess Celestia, being a good friend means being able to keep a secret. But you should never be afraid to share your true feelings with a good friend. Did you get all that, Spike?
No.
Dear Princess Celestia, friendship is a wondrous and powerful thing. Even the worst of enemies can become friends. You need understanding and compromise. You've got to share. You've got to care.
Hey! That's what I said!
Fluttershy really did do everything she could to try to take care of Philomena for you.
And I do appreciate that your heart was in the right place, child. But all you had to do was ask me, and I could have told you Philomena was a phoenix and saved you all this trouble.
I know. I shouldn't have jumped to conclusions. Next time I'll ask before taking matters into my own hooves.
Should I write you a letter about that lesson, Princess?
No, that's quite all right. I think I can remember.
Dear Princess Celestia, today I learned something amazing. Every pony everywhere has a special magical connection with her friends, maybe even before she's met them. If you're feeling lonely and you're still searching for your true friends, just look up in the sky. Who knows, maybe you and your future best friends are all looking at the same rainbow.
Gross!
I know Princess Celestia will want to read about what happened today.
I'm ready when you are.
Hey, Spike, why don't you write to Princess Celestia and tell her what you've learned?
Really? Why, that's a big responsibility.
I know, but nothing my #1 assistant can't handle.
Dear Princess Celestia, this is Spike, writing to you about my adventures. This week, I learned that being jealous and telling lies gets you nowhere in friendship. I also learned that there's plenty of love for every friend to share. So from here on out, I promise that I, Spike, will...
Dear Princess Celestia, I am writing to you from the most delightful party. I am not only having a great time with my friends, but also was given the opportunity to learn a valuable lesson about friendship. Always expect the best from your friends and never assume the worst. Rest assured that a good friend always has your best interests at heart. Your faithful student, Twilight Sparkle. I just hope Princess Celestia isn't upset with us for ruining the gala.
That was the best Grand Galloping Gala ever!
Princess Celestia!
Pardon me, Princess, but tonight was just awful.
Oh, Twilight, the Grand Galloping Gala is always awful.
It is?
That is why I was thrilled you were all attending. I was hoping you could liven things up a bit. And while the evening may not have gone as you planned, I'm sure you'll agree that in the end, it didn't turn out so bad for this group of friends.
You're right, Princess. Friends have a way of making even the worst of times into something pretty great.
Yeah, hanging out with friends.
Talking. Laughing.
You mean doing exactly what I wanted to do the whole time?
Yes, Spike, you were right.
As horrible as our night was.
Being together here has made it all better.
In fact, it's made it the best night ever! Wait! You can't punish her!
It wasn't her fault. I'm listening.
Please, Your Highness, we all saw that Twilight was upset.
But we thought that the thing that she was worrying about wasn't worth worrying about. So when she ran off all worked up, not a single one of us tried to stop her.
As Twilight's good friends, we should have taken her feelings seriously and been there for her.
Please don't take her away from us just because we were too insensitive to help her.
Looks like you all learned a pretty valuable lesson today. Very well. I'll forget Twilight's punishment on one condition.
Princess.
From this day forth, I would like you all to report to me your findings on the magic of friendship. When, and only when, you happen to discover them.
Dear Princess Celestia, we're writing to you because today we all learned a little something about friendship.
We learned that you should take your friend's worries seriously.
Even if you don't think that she has anything to worry about. And that you shouldn't let your worries turn a small problem
into an enormously huge entire town in total chaos. Princess is to come and save the day problem.
Signed, your loyal subjects. P.S. Obviously, Spike did not have to learn a lesson because he is the best, most awesome friend a pony could ask for. Unlike every pony else, he took things seriously and... yeah, I'll just,
Dear Princess Celestia, when you first sent me to Ponyville, I didn't know anything about friendship. I met some pony tonight who was having the same problem. Your sister, Princess Luna. She taught me that one of the best things you can do with friendship is to give it to others and help them find it themselves. And I'm happy to report that all of Ponyville has learned that even if some pony seems a little intimidating, even scary, when you offer them your friendship, you'll discover a whole new pony underneath. And even if my Star Swirl the Bearded costume didn't go over, this still turned out to be the best nightmare night ever.
Very well, then. What should we write to the princess?
I'll start. Having a sister is just about the bestest thing in the world, but it sure isn't the easiest.
I agree that being sisters is a wonderful thing, but it takes teamwork. Sometimes it's about compromising. Sometimes it's about accepting each other's differences. But mostly, it's about having fun together. Even if it means getting your hooves a little bit dirty.
A lot dirty.
A little bit dirty.
A lot dirty.
A little bit dirty.
Apple Bloom, would you mind writing to Princess Celestia and telling her what you learned?
I'd be happy to, Twilight. Spike?
ready.
Dear Princess Celestia, waiting for what your heart desires can be really hard, so you may try to take a shortcut. But this dishonesty never works because you didn't earn what your heart desires. The only cure is being honest with yourself and others. And that's something every heart desires.
Spike, take a letter.
Dear Princess Celestia, I used to think that the most important traits to look for in a pet, or any best friend, were all physical competitive abilities. But now I can see how short-sighted and shallow that was. Today I learned what the most important quality really is. A certain kind of spirit. A stick-to-itiveness. A never-give-up, can-do attitude that's the mark of a real winner. And this tortoise has it.
Tenacity.
Gesundheit. You just can't stop that little guy. He's like a tank.
I don't understand. Why? Don't you want me to be a hero? Of course we want you to be a hero.
But a real hero doesn't brag. I guess I did start to brag a little.
A little?
Okay, a lot.
Celebrating your accomplishments is natural, but
Rubbing them in every pony's face is not.
what we're trying to say is it's great to be really good at something, but it's important to act with grace and humility.
Oh, that makes loads more sense. Yeah, you're right. And I guess I should also act with grace and humility when others outshine me. Like ne'er-do-well.
Sounds like you've got a letter to write to Princess Celestia.
Already got it covered. As your ghostwriter, I've already penned a letter to the princess.
That's nice of you, Spike, but I really want to write this letter myself.
Oh, come on. I wrote the whole thing already.
Okay, let's hear it.
Dear Princess
Look out!
Dear Princess Celestia, I wanted to tell you about the important lesson I learned during my visit.
Now that I would like to hear.
I learned that no matter where you go in life, you should never forget that you are the product of your home and your friends. And that is something always to be proud of, no matter what.
A very valuable lesson to have learned.
Dear Princess Celestia, today I learned a great lesson about friendship. Well, you might think that it would feel good to get lots and lots of stuff, but it doesn't feel nearly as good as giving something special to some pony you really care about. Well, I learned that it truly is better to give than to receive, and that kindness and generosity are what lead to true friendship. And that's more valuable than anything in the world.
What is that thing?
They must be Wendigos.
Wendigos?
My mentor, Star Swirl the Bearded, taught me about them. They're winter spirits that feed off fighting and hatred. The more hate the spirit feels, the colder things become.
All through the night, the three ponies kept the fire of friendship alive by telling stories to one another and by singing songs, which of course became the winter carols that we all still sing today. Eventually, the warmth of the fire and the singing and laughing reached the leaders, and their bodies began to thaw. And it even began to melt their hearts.
Apple Bloom is one humdinger of a Zap Apple Jammer.
I am? So I take it Family Appreciation Day went well?
Did it? My Granny Smith is super special. I just forgot that for a little while.
Oh, don't fret. I forget things all the time.
Dear Princess Celestia, I've always had fun playing with little kids, and I thought babysitting meant just more playtime, right? Wrong! Being a caregiver is way more responsibility than just being a playmate. And today I learned that sometimes our desire for responsibility can outrun our actual ability to handle it.
Dear Princess Celestia, it's a tad easier to be proud when you come in first than it is when you finish further back. But there's no reason to hide when you don't do as well as you'd hoped. You can't run away from your problems. Better to run to your friends and family. Dear Princess Celestia, I wanted to share my thoughts with you. I didn't learn anything. I was right all along. If you take your time to do things the right way, your work will speak for itself. Sure, I could tell you I learned something about how my friends are always there to help me and I can count on them no matter what. But truth is, I knew that already too. I'm an egghead.
Pardon?
See, I was trying to get back into the hospital to finish the last chapter of
Daring Do and the Quest for the Sapphire Statue.
You got me.
Wow, I knew the book was good, but I didn't know it could drive a pony to petty theft.
Thanks, Twilight. I'm sorry I made such a big deal about all this. I thought reading was just for smart ponies like you.
Rainbow Dash, just because you're athletic doesn't mean you aren't smart.
Yeah, just look at me.
Reading is something every pony can enjoy, if they just give it a try.
Yeah, I get it. I shouldn't knock something until I've tried it.
That's a great lesson, and it would make a great letter to the princess.
Did you get all that?
Yeah?
Great!
You write the letter. I gotta finish this book.
We may have given you the teeny tiniest bit of love potion that may have turned out to actually be a love poison. And you may have gone just a teeny tiniest bit nutty. But we only did it because we thought you and Big Mac would be really happy if you could be each other's very special sun ponies on Hearts and Hooves Day.
Our hearts and hooves were in the right place.
We appreciate that you care about us and want us to be happy, but
no matter how good our intentions might have been, we should have never meddled in your relationship.
No pony can force two ponies to be together.
It's up to every pony to choose that very special sun pony for themselves. We're sorry.
Dear Princess Celestia, there are many different kinds of friends and many ways to express friendship. Some friends like to run and laugh and play together, but others just like to be left alone, and that's fine too. But the best thing about friendship is being able to make your friends smile. He had a cranky doodle sweetheart. She's his cranky doodle joy. I have the cranky doodle boy. Yes, I have the cranky doodle boy.
Pinky?
Whoops, privacy. Sorry. Dear Princess Celestia, sometimes it can be hard for a shy pony like me to stand up for myself. And when I first tried it, I didn't like the pony I became. But I've learned that standing up for yourself isn't the same as changing who you are. Now I know how to put my hoof down without being unpleasant or mean.
I can't believe I just did that.
Did you tell her about the cool birthday present?
Remember last week when Future Twilight came to warn me about something? That was me trying to warn myself not to worry so much. Now I'm gonna spend the next week freaking out about a disaster that doesn't even exist. Ugh.
Aw, don't worry about it. It's past Twilight's problem now.
I guess you're right, Pinky.
Dear Princess Celestia, seeing the Great Dragon Migration made me wonder what it meant to be a dragon. But now I realize that who I am is not the same as what I am. I may have been born a dragon, but Equestria and my pony friends have taught me how to be kind, loyal, and true. I'm proud to call Ponyville my home and to have my pony friends as my family. Yours truly, Spike.
Dear Princess Celestia, sometimes you can feel like what you have to offer is too little to make a difference. But today, I learned that every pony's contribution is important, no matter how small. If you just keep your head high, do your best, and believe in yourself, anything can happen.
To the citizens of Ponyville, for some time now, you've been reading this column to get the latest dirt and the hottest buzz. But this will be my final piece. We want to apologize for the pain and embarrassment we've caused. You see, I'm actually 3 little fillies. Sweetie Belle, Apple Bloom, and Scootaloo.
As the popularity of our column grew, we got swept up in the hype. We knew that what we were doing didn't feel quite right, but we ignored the guilt because every pony seemed to want to read what we were writing.
From now on, we promise to respect every pony else's privacy, and we won't engage in hurtful gossip anymore. All we can do is ask for your forgiveness, Ponyville. Signing off for the very last time, XOXO, Gabby Gums.
Dear Princess Celestia, today I learned that it's not good to jump to conclusions. You have to find out all the facts before saying some pony did something. If you don't, you could end up blaming some pony for something they never did. This could hurt their feelings, and it can make you look really foolish. So from now on, I will always make sure to get all the facts. How's that for a lesson, Princess Celestia?
this is your victory as much as theirs. You persisted in the face of doubt, and your actions led to your being able to bring the real Princess Cadence back to us. Learning to trust your instincts is a valuable lesson to learn.
Dear Princess Celestia, Dear Princess Celestia, Dearest Princess Celestia, Dear Princess Celestia, Dear Princess Celestia. Dear Princess Celestia, dear Princess Celestia, dear Princess Celestia, dearest Princess Celestia, dear Princess Celestia, dear Princess Celestia, dear Princess Celestia, dear Princess Celestia,
Dear Princess Celestia.
dear Princess Celestia,
Dear Princess Celestia.
dear Princess Celestia,
Dear Princess Celestia.
Dear Princess Celestia.
Dear Princess Look out!
dear Princess Celestia,
Dear Princess Celestia.
Dear Princess Celestia.
Dear Princess Celestia. Dear Princess Celestia.
Dear Princess Celestia. Dear Princess Celestia.
Dear Princess Celestia.
Dear Princess Celestia. Dear Princess Celestia.